We have Ladies Night Tuesday, Yabis Night Friday, comprehensive show Saturday, 3 shows a week.
So comprehensive show was like the main show.
That was the main show, and what made it the main show was the night of worship. You know, Fela Kuti is called the chief priest of the African shrine. Some people think it's a joke. It's not a joke, unless if you are not an African. Now, if you come to the shrine is a club. Big building, enough space. But inside the shrine, there's actually
an actual shrine.
There's an actual shrine covered with a white cloth, and you have some sculptures inside, and then some names. Like the glass board there, they use cowries to write names of gods. You see Shango, Ogun, Yemoja, Shokmono, and others. And because of his belief, names of great Africans too. You see Marcus Garvey, you see Kwame Nkrumah.
And his mom.
You see his mom and all that. And then we have other things there. And then in the afternoon on Saturday, somebody has to go and put a live chicken there, a keg of palm wine, a bottle of shinap, and a bottle of red oil.
Yeah, what's up? It's Gaise Baba, artist and cultural architect, and this is Black Flame. Yeah, I think it's probably gonna be like our 6th episode. You should check out all the previous ones. Episode 1, how I got in and out of porn, as a personal story. Then White Church Music is Limited, that's episode 2. Then I think White Church Music is Limited, the second part, which is like this shift that happened in the gospel space. I think that's episode 3. Then I touched on the link between David, Bathsheba, Absalom, and Solomon, and why infidelity has great impact on your lineage. You know, that was episode 4. And then I sat with Bode Brown, and we chatted on addictions, masturbation, those kind of things in 5th episode. So check out all of that. It will bless you. It would increase you in understanding, or every single episode of Black Flame. I'm really excited today. I've been looking forward to today for quite a while, and I'm here with an egbon, to a decent extent, a mentor, an encyclopedia of historical experiences. You know, I'll get into that. But the reason why let me give you guys like a context to this episode. Yeah, I'm a student of history. Like, I rack up on history like crazy, because it just gives you a broader perspective to life. You are not short-sighted. You know, when you are buried and all that you have is just what is happening right now, your perspective is very narrow. You can't. But when you read up and know a lot of what has happened way before you even came, it gives you. In fact, that's part of the power of the Bible, because it gives you a history of thousands of years, so you can take lessons from people who have come before you, right? So because I rack up on history a lot, so for instance, when people say, "Man, Gaise Baba, you have staying power, you stayed," all of that. Part of it is because I understand that this is not a dash, it's a marathon. This thing we are on, this journey is a marathon. It's not a dash. I don't want to come blow today and 3 years after I'm gone and that's all. No. And because I can look back. So for instance, part of the things that have helped me is some historical knowledge. So for example, I know that Fela Kuti used to be a backup singer for Victor Olaiya, like 50s or 60s, like even before he went to I think Trinity College, before he went to the UK, he was a backup singer for Victor Olaiya. Sunny Ade was a backup drummer. He wasn't the main drummer. He was the substitute drummer in Baba Salah's band. Ebenezer Obey used to be the band boy in Fatai Rolling Dollars band. Ebenezer Obey. By band boy, it means he's not in the band though, playing. He's the one that when they finish playing, he's the one that will pack the instruments and all that. That Ebenezer Obey was that. Also, I found this one. This one wasn't even studied. I was home with my parents one day. They were in Kuti, and there was a song that came up, and the song was playing. And my dad ran out from his room. My mom ran out from her room, and my dad was like, "Bulaga, Bulaga." They call me Bulaga at home. Showmenton Korin. Do you know who is singing? Because they know that the voice, the voice changes over as you grow, your voice changes. And this was the very early years of this artist. So they're saying, "Do you know who's singing?" I said, "I don't know." I listened attentively. I didn't know who was singing. He said, "That's Sonny Ade." I said, "It's a lie." He said, "That's Sonny Ade." So my mom said that was his first album. Then my dad said, "No, that's not his first album. That's his second album. The first album was a commercial flop. That's his first album didn't do well. That this was his one that's now peaked. That this is the one that had the master guitarist and John Oni guitar, Mafi guitar, Edawale. I had never heard that song before." So, but in my own mind, I'm like, so Sonny Ade had an album that was a commercial flop. And it was now his second album. So what that thing did for me was give me a perspective of timing. There's more time. This rush that we all rush, you don't need it. You can take your time and grow in your journey. So, I just shared that to let you know the power of history and power of learning from those who have come before you. And that's why I have the guest that I have today. Is an honor, it's a privilege. And they call him Baba KEJI. KEJI Hamilton.
Yeah, so
thank you so much for coming, sir. I'm so
thanks for the privilege.
I was so glad to have you. And I know most of y'all watching might not know who this is. When we start talking, you will know who this is. Now, Baba KEJI used to be in Fela Kuti's band. Fela, but by the time he joined, he was now Fela ANIKULAPO Kuti. It was no longer Fela
and the Egypt 80 band.
The Egypt 80 band. So he was in the Egypt 80 band with Fela for over a decade. So I'm going to jump right into it. But I'm not going to start from the beginning. There's a question I had in my head. I want to confirm this thing. So I heard, and I've said it before too, but I want to confirm if it's really true. That thing that Fela used to sing, that KEJI KK, KEJI KK, KEJI KK. Did it have anything to do with you?
Sure. Yes. When I joined the band, normally if we play in the African Shrine, there is a guy that designs the board. The board we used to advertise the show. And he's supposed to do some yabis on it. We have yabis night on Friday, comprehensive show on Saturday. When this guy left, I started doing that board. So there was a day I wrote on the board. Before that day, we have rehearsed that song. That's Teacher Don't Teach Me Nonsense. We've already rehearsed this song. We've concluded it and all that. We can use like 3 to 6, 7 months to rehearse one song.
Before you even present it for performance.
Yes, we'll be doing it outside his compound. The crowd comes though to watch as we rehearse. But I think what he tries to do is to let the music enter the people before we now officially go and play in the shrine. So we finished rehearsing. So that night he came. Normally when Fela comes from Kalakuta to shrine, the coastal bus that brings him and his queens, his wives, amongst which are his dancers and singers, was parked just by that board. And everybody will disembark from the bus. Then he will read the abyss. So that day I wrote, I think then that was when Shagari was the president. So there was something Shagari said then and the newspaper, I can't remember. So I just used my chalk to write on it. I said, see when our president talk. Say this na democracy. I be they don't they crash. I be then they demonstrate crash self. That was what I wrote. You know, me now under my normal high now, you know, I just wrote it. I didn't really think there was anything special. So Fela stood there, read the thing. You know, Fela is a deep thinker. He read it. He now said to somebody, who they write this thing since Dele don't go? Because the guy that used to write it, his name is Dele Osho. He don't say, now that boy KEJI. So he called me. He said, you wrote this thing? I said, why did you? I said, I don't know. He said, okay. So I was shocked when about 3 weeks later, Fela said the whole musicians to come back, that he wants to revisit that song. So we came. Normally before, if Fela does a song like that, at times he can call us back and say, yeah, give me your parts, he tear it and say, forget about this song. But this time, I thought that was what he wanted to do. And I said, no, let's play the music. Play. Say, okay, now he wants to put something in. Now when the music plays for a while, he's going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. The music will break and he will say something. And then the backup singer should say, yeah. So we're waiting. And then we played. He counted for the music break. And he said, KEJI answer. They said, yeah. After that, he said, okay, wait. How will I really enter? Then we play again. Then that was when he now went a little bit longer and saying, KEJI. That's all about it. That's all about it. You are the first person I'm saying this to, you know.
Wow.
Because, I mean, there's no big deal to it anyways.
So it wasn't that you came up with that. It's just that you inspired him to come
Inspiration
up with that.
just came from me. And I think that's why he had a lot of people around him. You can get inspiration from anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, you just have to listen.
Now, that thing you say you wrote
yes.
on the board,
Yeah.
that is it democracy?
I be
Or
crazy
they don't do
demonstration.
crazy?
I be
Is that where crazy demonstration
is that song
of
now?
craze?
That's where it is now.
Right. Yo.
It's the same song. It's the same song.
Interesting. Okay, so I wanted to start from there.
All right.
Now, but from this your answer, there's another question I have before I even go to the beginning.
Okay.
Now you said Yabis night happens on Friday.
Yeah, Yabis night.
What happens Saturday? There's
Comprehensive show. Yeah.
Then Sunday jump on
No,
Sunday.
Sunday jump was left for Femi and his band. We have ladies night Tuesday.
Right.
Yabis night is Friday. Comprehensive show Saturday. 3 shows a week.
Right. So comprehensive show was like the main show.
That was the main show, and what made it the main show was the night of worship. You know, Fela Kuti is called the chief priest of the African shrine. Some people think it's a joke. It's not a joke, unless if you are not an African. Now, if you come to the shrine is a club, big building, enough space, but inside the shrine, there's actually
an actual shrine.
There's an actual shrine covered with a white cloth. And you have some sculptures inside and then some names. Like the glass bot there, they use cowries to write names of gods. You see Shango, Ogun, Yemoja, Shokmono, and others. And because of his belief, names of great Africans too. You see Marcus Garvey, you see Kwame Nkrumah.
And his mom.
You see his mom and all that. And then we have other things there. And then in the afternoon on Saturday, somebody has to go and put a live chicken there, a keg of palm wine, a bottle of shinap, and a bottle of red oil. Then the night when we come playing a comprehensive show, when we play, you know, Fela will normally come in at about 11:30, 12. But before then, we will be playing. So I play.
The Egypt 80 band you have been playing.
So I would do 1 or 2 songs. Babani would do. You know, it was later I wrote my own song, but then I can do a song like STB, Sorrow, Tears and Blood. I do Army Arrangement, you know, and other couple of songs. And so by 11:30 we come. So when it shows up, it comes up stage. We play for like 3-4 songs. Then it's time for comprehensive show. So what happens? Now they switch off the whole electric lights. Then we have this native lamp.
Atukpa.
No. It's made up of flat breakable native gods, right? Then they put shea butter in there and thread. Fitila. Okay, is that what they call it?
Fitila.
Right. So now they light all that. So it's like everywhere is semi-dark. It's change of atmosphere. When this is going on, Fela is in the dressing room. At times I'm with him. His shirt is off. I take off my shirt. Then they bring this Efun, native chalk, mixed with water. Then we design things on our faces. Of course, the girls are already designed, right? And then after that, walk up to the shrine. By this time, they've opened the white cloth covering it. Stand in front of the shrine. Go prostrating, touching the floor with our forehead. Then we stand up. Then he goes in. There's a big pot in there that has something like, he just used it to collect water from the pot. Spray it. Come outside the shrine. Spray it. Then go back inside. Take the gin. Pour libation to the gods. Take the palm wine. Pour libation. Pour the oil on the ogun, whatever. And then grab the chicken. Hold the neck. Squeeze it. Cut it. Sprinkle the blood. Then bring 2 goblets. Pour palm wine in one. Pour gin in one. Hand it over to me. Then I go upstage. Every musician on stage
will partake
will
of that.
sip from it. Do you understand that? Now, I wasn't the one that used to do that. Before Femi left, it was Femi that does that. But when Femi left, at a point, I started doing that for a while before somebody else took over. That's what it comes. So after that,
The
you
show
now
then
come off
starts.
stage, they will now put on the light back. Then it's time to do comprehensive show. And your comprehensive show is when the girls really get nasty, really, really nasty. It's all about, I don't know how to put it. So it's something like, from where I am now, it's something like trying to work on the minds and the minds of the people, a lot of pollution in the atmosphere,
Some serious worship, right?
Yes, serious one. Yes, really serious. I didn't know how deep it was until I got saved. And I was carried by the Spirit back there to see what really happens. But I'll leave that for a future symposium discussion.
And 1 hour from today is also simple. Is also future. 1 hour from now.
Gaise
Also future.
Baba.
So let's go to the beginning. When was the first time you saw Fela live?
The first time I saw Fela live. Yeah, I had some friends and they were like, okay, I wasn't smoking, I wasn't drinking. I remember that day before we went to shrine was okay. And so that time he was playing jump. It was a Sunday jump. I think it was after he stopped. So we branched.
When is the music heavier? Comprehensive show on Saturday or Sunday jump?
Comprehensive show, the music is heavier. But Friday, the music is livelier because of the yabis. Yabis is like, you can say anything.
Like bands.
People they talk to Fela like, omo yeah, Jay, this, that, Fela. I be like, so you don't, they crazy to yaps back. Then it takes time to yap the government. They can talk about Nigerian government and talk about American government. Just, generally make it lively.
Like a no holds barred.
Yes. But when you say heavy now, we are looking at the spirituality behind the music. It's Saturday night.
Then what's Sunday like? There are other artists.
No, it's just him.
It's also him.
Also,
so what's the difference? What's peculiar about Sunday jump?
I think Sunday jump on the light arm is just to help some people that don't like going out in the night.
Okay, Sunday jump is not in the night.
No. It starts around 4, 5, 6. Round off at about 8.
You are done by like 8.
Yes.
On Sundays.
Yes.
I thought it was all night.
No. Sunday. That's why it's called jump. It's afternoon.
Right. That means something happened. There's ladies' night on Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
Is there music as well?
Oh,
or just,
yeah.
Did Fela used to perform on Tuesday?
Yes, Fela will perform. But it's called ladies' night because that day all the Ashewos in Lagos, they are going to show up there. So all road leads to Bedu.
So they used to do ladies' night
And
Tuesday.
guys that are looking for their customers, they will show up.
They will show up there too.
Yeah.
So Tuesdays, ladies' night. Friday, Yabis night.
Saturday, comprehensive show. Sunday jump.
Every week.
Every week.
4 shows every week.
Yeah. So talking about the first day, I remember we were going down there. We branched a supermarket then called Benite Supermarket. And we bought snacks, we bought chocolate drinks in cans, In fact, when we were sitting in shrine that everybody was just looking, and none of us were smoking. We just heard them say that all these Ajabota children, what are they doing here, and all that. And Fela had not come. And we're sitting, and then I just hear, hey, the place went agog, and somebody said Fela has come. And I turned, I saw him. I said, is it because of this small statured man that everybody's gathered here? And then he walked past. He was just lifting his hands like that, smiling, broad smile, and walked up, sat down. After a while, he came up stage, and anything he does, if he does like this, hey, he does like this. And I looked at him and said, I would have liked to be like this. So. I would have liked to be like this. So that was my first time. After that, I never saw him for a very quite long time, until the incident that led me to decide to go to.
Tell us now.
Right, yeah. It's not too. What happened was that I had issues with my parents. Like, I just discovered that I didn't want to go to school again. So I called them back. Called my dad back home and said, look, I'm not interested in this education. And before he could say anything, I've slammed the phone. I came back home.
What school were you in at the time?
Oh, this was UI.
UI. You were in University of Ibadan. Studying
100 level pharmacy.
Right.
But
I saw you were studying drugs.
Yeah. Gaise Baba. I was studying pharmacy, But there was an argument. I wanted to go for medicine, but I couldn't get it. So my dad said, you must go for pharmacy. And and in my work today, I used to tell parents, you don't choose careers for your children. When we talk about parenting, the modern parenting, you need to listen to them. When a child comes home and say, Mom, I want to read literature, you need to understand that the child is saying, with literature, I can fly. You don't come up and say, no. I had wanted to be a doctor, so I wanted to be a doctor. You don't do that. It can lead to a lot of things, complications. So this was the problem. I didn't like pharmacy, so I don't like going for lectures. So along the line, I met somebody who doesn't like going for lectures.
Okay.
And then as we were rapping, and I told him the problem, and he said, why don't you go back home and tell your dad? I said, my dad, he will kill me. And he said, let me give you something that will boost your morale. Put his hand in his pocket, brought a stick-like stuff. That's what I'll call it then. But that was marijuana.
You didn't know what it was?
I didn't know what it was. I've never seen it before. And he lit it and gave it to me. I took a puff. I coughed for a while. By the time I finished coughing, I felt as if my eyeballs are swollen up inside my eyes. I took another puff. I coughed for a while. Then I looked at the guy. It was like the guy's size has reduced. And I started laughing. I said, why are you laughing? And so you smell like this. The guy said, that is it. From then on. So 4 days later, I came back home. Arguments. My dad, you must go back to school. I said, no. But before then, I already thought, what will I do? And I said, what do I really want from life? I need a profession where I will enjoy myself, make money, travel around. And the first thing that came to my mind was music. So I sold it to my dad. I said, Dad, listen, I don't want to go to school. If you want me to go to school, send me to music school. And my dad said, no way, you can't go to music school. Can't you see what music has done to that man they call Fela ANIKULAPO Kuti? That was wrong. Completely wrong. It wasn't music that made him who he was. And if you listen to his music, it's positive anyways. The things he talks about. And the fact there also is that my father was a fan of Fela. He doesn't go to shrine, but he has all his albums. So I grew up hearing his albums as a child. So when he made that statement, there was a contradiction in my mind. Like, I thought this guy loved this man. Why is he saying I can't go there? And right there, I made up my mind that I'll go there. So 4 days later, when my dad has gone to work, I dropped a note. Dad, don't bother to look for me. I'll be back in 7 years. Believing that in 7 years,
you'll have made it.
Happened. But that journey took 15 years. If not for salvation, I would have been killed in the street, So that was how I went. That day I left, went straight to shrine. And that day I went to shrine. Huh? I saw a young man who was cleaning the gods.
It wasn't time for show.
No,
You just
I
went.
just went daytime.
This was not your second time at the shrine.
Yes, I went. I saw a young man cleaning these gods. Fair guy, handsome. Guess who that was?
Femi Kuti.
Femi Kuti. When I walked up to him, I greeted him and I was like, "How are you?" Blah blah blah. Yeah. Why are you not in school? I said, "School? I just dropped out of school." He says, Why? What do you want to do? I said, "Music." So which school is your dad sending? I said, "Yeah, my dad is not even interested in it." Then he said to me, "Would you like to come to our house?" Then Kalakuta was in Atinuke district.
Atinuke Olabanji.
Yes,
It's in
dry clean.
Ikeja as well,
Ikeja,
around
yeah, dry
Ikeja too.
clean. Off Unity, we come into Unity Road. At the end of Unity Road,
Yeah.
you come down like this and go like that. You see on the right, twin duplex, right? So that evening I followed him home and then that was it. He was told by Fela that he should pair me with somebody. So I was paired with Dele Shusimi, who happens to be Fela's keyboard player then. And later became Positive Force Band keyboardist and all that. That was how my journey in Kalakuta started.
So you're paired with Delicious. I mean, that's by paired, you mean that's the room you were staying?
Yeah, I was staying, and he had a girlfriend that was really messing me up big time because she wasn't happy that I was in the same room. You know, I've come
You
to
had spoiling
disturbing her
show.
privacy now. You know, so I'll be sleeping. She would kick my head, kick my leg. So I just spent up to 4 days in that room. I just got out of the room.
Yeah.
I took a bed sheet and covered the balcony and put a foam there. So I started sleeping there.
So at this time, were you playing any instruments?
No, I don't even know anything about any instruments.
You're just interested in music.
Yes, I just know that I like singing. I like when I'm hearing music, I'll be singing. If I let me crack this joke. When I was very young, like 7, they were playing one song by Victor Wifo. In that song, he pitched. So when I pitched, I had running stomach. When I pitched, the thing just sounded on that. And the whole family heard. Is it not a joke?
Yeah,
I never
funny.
forget. Everybody, my shorts was stained, was soiled. You know, that was how much I love music.
Wow.
You know? So I came to Kalakuta, never knew how to play an instrument, nothing. So it was a brand new thing. So
how did you start learning instruments? What was your journey into
I knew that was
playing
going to be the
instruments?
next question.
Yeah.
So now, thank God for today. We just teach people. We try to encourage people. I cannot remember how many people I put through and became band members in Kalakuta. Most of them abroad now. People I will pick and say, "Let me teach you bass. Let me teach you leads. Let me teach you drums." You know. And then afterward, I take them to go and see Fela. You know. So I was in Kalakuta. I wanted to learn how to play music. Everybody I approached didn't want to teach me. I met the bassist, one maker then. The first day I told him, he said, "Okay, you want to learn bass? Okay, I will teach you." He said, "See those clothes that I soak there, go and wash them." 2 baths of jeans, I washed them. When I finished washing, he was sleeping. I woke up. I waited for him to wake. Woke up. I said, "I finished washing." He said, "Oh yeah, carry that plate. Go buy food cup for me." I bought. He finished eating. He said, "Go, I won't sleep tomorrow." He did that to me 4 times. I backed out. Everybody I tried, it didn't work out. So finally, I didn't know how it happened, but you know, truly, there's an invisible wall. I started romancing with certain books that Fela's collection. Fela has collection of books. Basically, most of those books were books on revolution, human rights, and then some spiritual books. So I grabbed the book on yoga that I was reading. I was reading this book. Inside the book were exercises. I got to a place where they were talking about astral projection. So I decided to try it out. We're taught many things to do, things to get from some places which I went to collect. And we're taught how to lock ourselves in a room, sanctify the room as it were, with its stuff with God. And of course, draw 2 triangles, capsize them over each other in the middle of that room, and then sit in lotus position. Put your arm like that, shut your eyes, tilt your neck upwards, and then there was something that said you should be chanting. So I started doing this stuff. As I was chanting, suddenly I saw that I was looking at myself where I was sitting, where I was chanting. And I was saying to myself, that's you now. How come you are seeing you? And before I finished thinking that, I just came out of the roof. No, I didn't know how I came out of the roof. And I didn't even know whether I have a body. I started traveling towards something that looks like a spot like this. I was seeing it up in the sky. But I was moving with the speed of an aircraft that is on the runway, final dash to take off. That was the speed. Zoom! As I was getting closer, the thing was opening up until I discovered that it was an opening. I burst through and I saw beings. I'll call them beings because they had legs and hands, but they weren't wearing clothes. They looked like demons, sort of. And one of them walked up to me and said, "Why are you here?" But he wasn't talking. There's this word in metaphysics they call telepathy.
Yeah.
Mind-to-mind communication. And this demon said to me, "Why are you here?" I said, me, I want to know how to play music. And he said, "Follow me." So we walked towards a hall, something that looks like a hall. And the door opened on its accord. We walked in. And I saw 3 other beings like the one that took me in, sitting across a table. And on this side of the table was another bench. And the demon said I should sit down. And he walked out. As he walked out, the door closed. The one on the left said to me in the same manner of communication, "So what instrument do you want to play?" I said, "Guitar." There was no guitar. There was no guitar. And in 2 seconds, he just said, "You can play the guitar now." And the one in the middle said, "What other instrument?" I said, "I would have liked to play bass." He said, "You already know guitar, but don't worry, you can play bass." Then the other one said, I said, "Keyboard." Then that bin, the door opened again, he came in, he said, "Let's go." Came out, and he said, "Return to your body." And I saw myself coming back. I came back, entered my body. I opened my eyes. I was still in that position. I stood up. I opened the door, and I went out. Now, when I locked the door, I actually removed the key. So when I came back, I took the key from under the pillow. I opened the door. I came out. As I was going down the staircase, somebody said to me, "KG, where have you been?" I said, "What do you mean, where have you been?" I just entered there, not quite 1 hour. The guy said, "What do you mean?" "We have not seen you for 3 days." I'm like, "Are you for real?" So I said, "Wait." I went back in the room. I looked at the calendar. I discovered that I left my body for 72 hours. So I came back outside. The guy said, "So?" I said, "Don't worry." I went straight. I heard Fela sounding his saxophone in the sitting room. I went to him and I said, "I want to play in your band." He said, "Do you think music is yam? Get out of my face." I left. But that night I couldn't sleep. In the morning I went back. I said, "Fela, I want to play in your band." He said, "Tell me, when did you come to this house?" I told him. He said, "So which instrument do you want to play?" I said, "Guitar." He called somebody and told the person to bring the guitar. And then I sat opposite him, started asking me questions, chords. Play me C minor, play A minor, play E flat, play D sharp. As he was mentioning it, I was scoring them. In fact, I'll say, "This is C major on the neck, this is C major in the middle, this is C major here." Then he said, "Stop. You said it's not long since you came here and you don't know music. How did you learn this?" And I said, "Fela, have I passed?" He said, "Okay, play me scales." So I said, "Okay." I ran some scales. See, this is minor, it's minor 7th. This pentatonic, this intervallic scale, this blues scale. He said, "Stop." And he said, "I will fail you now." He said, play my latest number in Shrine. I said, which number? I said, just like that. It was played on a flat minor. I played it. Then he said, okay. Okay, I think you have passed. You can go. It was later. He now told them to call somebody and say, listen, prepare his international passport. We are going to America in September. He's my latest guitarist. He's coming with us. And that was it. But then I've not played on stage. So there was a day he now said, you are going to play on stage today for the first time. It was Yabi's night. I slept that night. I woke up in the morning. It was crazy. I woke up with 3 boils here. 3 boils here. There was a big boil here. There was a boil here. This was how I was holding myself. And I was to play that night. And I said, okay, this is where we are. No problem. But I didn't know what happened, Sha. Somehow, that night, I got to Shrine, I sat down, and then, by this time I was now a member. I was now part of the road managers. We used to pack the instruments, take them. So I tried to see if I can develop my skill that I've gotten from the spirit realm. Well, if you look at here, the cut is gone. Our senior road manager, what I would call the HOD, the first time I took the guitar, after I finished cleaning them, set up the stage, as I took it, as I struck the first chord, he came up. He said, are you mad? So you want to come here and start to play? When I'm just an instrument packer, drop the guitar. I say, why now? Let me play. The guy just gave me a punch.
The punch tore your face?
It tore my face. Blood came out. I said, this place is war. Well, that night, Fela came after he'd done about 2-3 songs. I cannot remember the song he said I should play that night. He just came up and said, where that boy? That boy, when I test, where are you? KG. Come up. I take the guitar. So that was first. I was a Gibson guitar. Strapped it. He called the number. Fela now stood in front, do all the do. 1, 2, 3, 4. I sounded the rhythm and the music played. That was how I started playing.
But did you still have the boils and
was there?
You played with it?
I played with it, man. By the time it's do or die, you. I played with the boys, man. I didn't even remember there was boy. By the time he called me to come on stage, boy, okay. I didn't even remember. But that was the day I knew that, okay, we are in for war. And this now brought about who I started becoming and eventually became in Kalakuta. I had to say, okay, this place, it is war. So I started switching.
What did you switch to?
And I'm of course still different things. So different things. Of course, you know that my stories are on the internet. A lot of things happen. I discovered that this was a jungle. You either survive or you get killed. That's the truth. I know nobody will mention this, but that's the truth. Yeah, it was a musical house, blah, blah, but in a place where there's so much competition. Can you imagine a road manager giving me a punch?
Because you were about to surpass him.
Did anybody tell him not to learn how to play guitar? Nobody told him not to. If you decide that's where you want to stay, you stay there. But I knew why I came here. I knew why I came there. So, of course, when that tour came in September, it was 1984. September 84. It was on that tour that Fela was arrested at the airport. And then
we'll get to that one.
Okay, So, of course, by the time this guy was in jail, life was now down. The king was not around. We couldn't play shows. Our band has become dysfunctional. We didn't even have a band fix together due to circumstances. And then we managed with the little piece we have to be playing just Sunday jump. And one of the Sunday jump, I was playing guitar. I remember Yamaha SG2000 black guitar. We played like 5 songs, take a break to go and get high. As I jumped down the stage, a guy approached me and said, young boy, I like the way you play your guitar. You are so good. I said, thank you. And he said to me, but young boys like you in America, there's something they use to enhance their performance. I said, what is that? He said, cocaine. And I've never heard about cocaine before. I said, cocaine. I said, see, I'm not interested. I smoke it, but I'm okay. And the guy said, look at you. You are a coward. I said, young boys like you. When he said you are a coward, I said, can I have it? The guy put his hand in his suit pocket. He brought out this creamish powder. He said, this cocaine. I said, oh yeah, I want shaka. I didn't shaka. He said, no, I will teach you how. You cannot just shake it like that. After the show. So after the show, took me, we checked into Benite Hotel. He paid. And then he brought out burette, cooking bottle. Brought out bicarbonate of soda. And then brought out the cocaine. Did some chemical preparation, turned the powder was mixed with water. After boiling it, the powder was mixed with bicarbonate of soda, then mixed with water in the burette, then heat it like the chemistry lab. It boiled, and afterwards the oil on top, poured ice water in it, ice cold water. The oil turned to a stone, and he said, this is crack. This is what you smoke. I said, oh yeah, I'm a smoker. He said, calm down. He brought a Pyrex pipe, put it. Say, this is how you hit it. First melt it, and he gave me, I took it. Man, when I took the first taste, man, wow. Everything just lighted up. Like, wow, this feeling is good, man. It's on top of the wall. So he took a couple of it, took, and at a point, I noticed that, like, there were other people in the room. Like, people were moving. And I said, guy, only me and you there. The guy started laughing. I said, why are you laughing? There are people here, they are moving. The guy said, no, there's nobody here. You are paranoid. He said, when you take this coke, you get to this level, I'll show you what to do. He put his hand in his pocket again and brought out brown sugar. He said, this is brown sugar. It's called heroin. He said, anytime you get paranoid, you use this to step down. So I will teach you how.
This guy just came from nowhere.
Yeah, from nowhere. He's a pastor now. He's a pastor. He lives in London. My friend. We are friends till tomorrow.
Trust.
He was the first person I gave my first crack.
It's good.
The guy gave me 5 grams of both and left. I smoked till daybreak. He came in the morning, gave me 3 grams and left. Then after like 2 weeks, he disappeared. He didn't tell me anything. And I realized that every morning when I wake up, man, it's like hell. It's like I want to die. Can't breathe well. I'll be feeling pains. I'll be restless. So I went to see the doctor. They treat me, but nothing. But when I eventually go to the joint and somebody just give me a small wrap of weed that they lace. You can lace weed with the heroin. We call it cocktail. When you mix 2 or 3 drugs together, it's called cocktail. When I just take 2 puffs from that, my body will calm down. But I still didn't know what was going on. So about 2 weeks later, the guy had come back to Nigeria, came to see me. KG, how far? I was drinking Gouda. And I said, fine. He said, yeah. I said, come, guy. Since you travel, something will be happening to me. He said, well, I said, if I wake up in the morning like this. The guy started laughing. I said, why are you laughing? He said, that's what they call Jonesing. I said, what do you mean? He said, it means you are hooked. You can't stop drug. It means if you don't take it, you can't perform. Or more. The Gouda bottle in my hand, that's how I smashed it. And the guy took off.
You smashed it where?
On his head. Kalakuta with the talk. See this guy. This Kalakuta, man. This Kalakuta is Kalakuta Empire. Fela is the president. And we are the citizens. It's a different world.
Right.
Yeah, it's a different world, Anyways, That was that. So it was that the drug that took me to deeper other things, like you would have heard in some places. Of course, the money to fund the habit
Right.
became a big problem for me. So along the line, I met with a young guy like me too. I never knew, because he was young like me. I never knew he could be that bad until one night. No, the guy met me in the shrine. Of course, as at this time, I am living alone. So the guy met me in the shrine and said his auntie pursued him from home. He doesn't have anywhere to stay. And I said, you can come and stay with me. Then I was living somewhere.
You were no longer staying in Kalakuta at the time.
No, I was now living in the Lowu Street.
In the KEJI as well.
Yeah, in the KEJI, yes. A compound where most of these Nigerian Airways cabin crew members, that's where they live. There's this guy that came from America. He set up the place, So that's where I was not staying. So this was where this guy started staying with me. I just noticed that this guy, he's always quiet. And in the daytime, we sleep throughout. Around 7, he will leave. In the morning, around 5:36, he will come with about 700 guys. And they will just throw a bundle of money to me and say, take. I'm a boy, bad. I'll collect the money. I need the money to get high. And then one day, this guy just ran in at about 7. He said, KG, I want to take something in the ceiling. I said, what did you keep in the ceiling? Why did you keep it in the wardrobe? He said, I talked too much. I should carry him on my shoulders. So I carried him on my shoulders. Pushed the ceiling up. I wasn't seeing him because I was carrying him. He took the thing and he said, help me hold it. When I collected it, the thing was cold. I brought it down. It was a Luger. And I said,
It was a what?
A Luger, gone. I said, guy, what is this? He said, keep quiet, Joe. Waiting they worry you. Which one is waiting with this? All the money when they give you, it is they come from. He took another one. And then he said to me, now you don't know. I be robber. This night, go follow us. I followed them. And that night, we snatched 2 cars somewhere. Road. And that was it. I got my share. And it continued for a while. I wasn't caught.
All this period was still when Fela was in prison.
No, by this time, all this time now, Fela has come back from prison.
So this was now like late 80s,
Yeah,
early
late
90s.
80s. Yes. No, not really late, like from 86, 87, 88.
Okay, he was in prison for about 2 years.
84 to 86.
Right.
84 to 86, yes. It was Babangida that
Released him.
and released him. So,
It was Buhari that jailed him.
It was Buhari and
Idiago.
Yeah. So, and that was it. So the robbery now, somebody told me that I need to fortify myself. I got a call. We're in Toronto now. Fela has come back. Of course, now Fela has become a big thing. Mind you, just before that arrest, some things were happening around Fela. Within that period,
Yes.
on a normal show, you not see up to 5 people. So Fela will come in around 1 and say, 5 people? I can't play for 5 people. Give them their money and let them go.
That was before the arrest.
Yes.
That
The
was
arrest
84.
was to blow him up. Then the arrest happened. So the jail was what now blew him up, because Amnesty became interested. Signatures were being collected. So immediately he was coming back from that jail, there were some guys waiting to take him on tour. That's when we toured Europe and America. And I think that is the tour we call it, Music is the Weapon of the Future. You know that tour? He used to give his tours title. So it was around this period. So it was in one of our tours. I think this should be 87. I was in my hotel room in Toronto, Ontario. I got a call from Nigeria. One guy said, He was an elderly man. He was a promoter back then. He's late now. He said, KG. I said, who is this? I said, oh, how are you, sir? He said, don't come back to Nigeria. I said, why? He said, they've arrested your gang. And they confessed that you are the leader of the gang. I said, I'm not the leader. I'm the last person to join. He said, don't come. I said, sir, I can't stay abroad. He said, why? I said, if I stay abroad, I will not last. You know, my drug habits and then my normal habit, you know, I'm always fighting. Or more abroad. I was too violent. And I think it was the drugs anyways, because I wasn't like that initially. So I told him I can't stay abroad. If I stay abroad, I will die young. Then he said to me, okay, if you come to Nigeria, don't go to your house. Don't go to that place. I'm going to take you to where they will cook you. So when I came back from that trip, I checked into, there was a hotel then on Allen called New World Hotel. I took an airport taxi, checked into the hotel. So this guy came and he said, we are going to Ijebu. So all that time, the only place I know is Ijebu Ode. And I saw that we were passing different Ijebu. I said, Ijebu. Until we went to one Ijebu, they call Ijebu Akaka.
I've not even heard that before. I know Ijebu Ode, I know Ijebu Jesha, I know Ijebu
There was a
Igbo.
day I was sharing somewhere, I mentioned, and one woman shouted, that's my son. We now met a Baba they call Baba Munikoro, a witch doctor. You know? And, oh man, crazy. We met this witch doctor. I said, okay, they should take me to the local market. I went to buy pigeon and guinea fowl. I bought 5 yards of white cloth, and then came back. And by the time I came back, the man has soaked some herbs in water. He said I should bath with the water. I went. When I poured this water on my body was scratching. Baba, this thing is scratching. He said, that Agbarato and Ben. Oh my God. Came back. He said, okay. Then he took the pigeon, put it over my head and slaughtered it. The blood dripped down. Took the guinea fowl.
Hey, I've been through.
He told me to go and then it was around 7 at night. He said I should go and sleep. Around 10 minutes to 12, he came to wake me up. He said I should take off my clothes. He gave me the wrapper to tie. I tied it. And then he brought sacrifice. You know, I don't know what they prepare with the pigeon. He said I should carry it on my head. He gave me a cutlass. He said, yeah, we go, and he followed me. We go to a three or four road junction. He said, drop it. I dropped it. Then he said, let's go. He took me to the river that midnight, one small stream. And it had 13 sponges with 13 mixtures of black soap, different mixture mixed with different concoction. So he gave me 7 of the sponges. He said I should face where the river is flowing from and bath with each sponge one by one, 7 times. After
Each one 7 times.
Yeah, no, each one once.
Okay.
7.
That will have been 49 baths.
Yes, no. Then he said I should face where the river is flowing to. I bath with the other 6. And he said I should come out. Went home. Then he took blade, made decisions, tell me to go and sleep. I slept. When I woke up, I had a dream. So when I came, say, did you dream? I said, you should tell me.
He asked you, did you dream?
Yes. I said, yes. He said I should tell him that. The dream was funny. In that dream, I was walking down the road. I have seen money, breeze. You know, it was near the ocean. Money was just flying all over the place. So I was picking money until I got to the ship. The ship was full of money. Baba now said, that is my wealth. I was looking at this man what is this man saying? Then I gave me native ring. He said I should go back. Immediately I stepped out of that shrine. Fear. I never used to be afraid. Fear engulfed me. I was so scared, like somebody's coming to kill me. And that was how I started visiting
the shrine.
different shrines. Not that shrine girl. That was the beginning. I went to Cotonou, I went to Ghana, I went to Cameroon.
In search of shrine.
Shrines.
Cross-continental sojourn.
No. You believe it. Oh, I thank God. Different things happen. The last one, I don't want to go into details. The last one, we recorded this song. Beast of No Nation in a studio called The Tube in Scotland. Live recording. Any day you see that video, you will see me wearing big earring on this my left ear. So live recording, there was a crowd. They introduced the band. So I came up. As I was playing, there was a guy sitting on the fourth row, a Nigerian. He was looking at me. When he looked, he would wink, he would wink, he would wink. I didn't know what was going on. And then after I finished recording, he said I should come. So I jumped down the stage. I went to him and said, young man, you are so good. But this man Fela is getting old. I have money. I am the owner of so bank on Allen. Let me pump money to your musical career. When I heard that, I said, no. So he gave me his card. He said, this is my card. He said, I came to Scotland to do a course. I'll be back next month. You know. And then when he came back, you know, as an addict, I can't keep things. Of course, I lost the card before we came back to Nigeria. So by the time I came back, I didn't even remember that I had such discussion self. So one day I was in the shrine smoking pipe as usual. And one guy came and said, Baba KEJI, one man there outside, they look for you. They inside one Audi car, you know, one big man like that. I say, waiting see him in there. Immediately called the guys and I say, I remember. So I dropped the pipe, ran there, I met him. KEJI, I've been looking for you now. Have you forgotten what we discussed in Scotland? Oh, yeah, enter the car. I entered the car. This guy, owner of a bank, he normally comes to Shrine to buy weed, and then he would take a suite in Sheraton to smoke the weed. When we moved from there, we went straight to Sheraton to his suite. We discussed about this music thing. Then he said, okay, that next week I should meet him here, but I should come with a lawyer. That week I came with my friend who's a lawyer, and he came with his lawyer. We discussed this, our music thing. The lawyers went out, they came back, they drafted the agreement. Okay, let us sign. The guy said, no, before me and him will sign, me and him will enter a covenant. So this was my last play with witch doctors. I said, okay. I said, let's enter the covenant. He said, no, we'll travel to Onitsha. I said, let's enter now. He said, no, we'll travel to Onitsha. I said, okay. He said, so we'll go on Friday. So on Friday, came with his driver. We traveled to Onitsha. We got to Onitsha. We lodged in Kisi Palace Hotel. So I was asking him, is it tonight? He said, no, it's Sunday. I said, why did we come to? He said, he just want us to be here. So, of course, before we left Lagos, I told him that, I take drugs. I need supplies. So he gave me money to buy enough. I think I went with about 10 grams of Charlie and 7 grams of H. So I was just there. In the night on Friday, he said, let's go to the club. There's club. I say, I'm not interested in club. Just leave me. So on Saturday, sat at the swimming pool, went out. On Sunday, very early in the morning, he came to knock my. He said, get ready, we are going to the place. I said, is it a church? He looked at me. It was when we got there. I saw the who's and who's in Nigeria. Top shots. The car self, outside self, I was afraid. So I said to him, this church, now big man church. He said, who tell you so now church? That's how we entered. And I saw these guys, and he told me to sit down. And he was greeting his friends. Nobody talked to me. I was just sitting there. And the peculiar thing there was that everybody was wearing white. Either white Guinea or brocade or lace. But me, I was wearing blue jeans up and down with sneakers. So as they were shaking, it was a priestess, a woman that came in. Tall woman, like huge. And the woman said, hey, Mr. Where the man? The man just turned. This guy just turned and said, KEJI, stand up, follow him. I said, follow and go where? He said, follow him. You know the thing you can do, follow him. The woman said, yeah, let's go. She just opened the door, we entered. She shut that door, opened another one, we entered. When she shut it, when I turned, I just saw this shrine. I've never seen that size of shrine before. My head big. And the woman said, come forward. I move. He said, yeah, take off your clothes. I said, for what now? He said, you know what? Take off your clothes. You know where you did? I removed my shirt. He said, remove your trouser. I remove my trouser. He said, yeah, deal with your pants. She walked into the shrine. put her hand inside one pot, came back, brought 7 cowries, put 4 on my right, 3 on my left, made incantation, told me to use the one on my right like that and drop it in the shrine, this one and drop it. I did that. She went back inside, came back with 7 coins that have hole in the middle, put 4 here, 3. I went through the same routine, threw it back there, and then the next thing, she said, hey, she was calling out to somebody. He said, yeah, bring the thing. Person brought a bucket, half filled with blood. And she said, go and bath with this. I was not even thinking maybe it's human being blood. I felt maybe it's an animal. So I went to bath. I came back. Then she said, bring the other bucket. They brought the other bucket. It was filled with warm water with something like olive oil on top. He said, yeah, go wash the blood, come out. I went. I took my bath. I came back. And then she took blade, make incisions on my body. She went into the shrine. She brought a small shrine. He said, take this one. Take it to your house in Lagos. Put it in your wardrobe. Every last Saturday of the month, sacrifice a chicken to it. If you forget or you fail to, for that whole month, this shrine will be sucking your blood. It will be shrinking. I said, I won't forget. Then she said, bring the covenant food. They now brought one porridge with human being tongue on top. And she said, eat it. I said, madam, I can't eat. They don't cook this thing now. He said, sure, you know, say that human being blood, you take bath that time. Immediately she said that, I knew what she was saying. If at this point you say you are not going to cooperate, human being does not mean anything here. So I ate it. It took me some time to chew that tongue. It was uncooked. When I finished eating it, she now said to me, you are welcome to Azenu Zaike Society. I said, which society? I didn't come here to join society now.
You were brought that you're going to enter a covenant with a man.
Yes.
But then it was initiation into a society.
In fact, it was not just initiation. That man went to donate me because this was January 1994. It was exactly 5 months later, which is May. 7th of May, we make it 30 years that I gave my life to Christ.
So this initiation was in January?
Yes, January 1994.
So when you finished eating that whole thing,
yes,
she then says, welcome to
as
the
cult. And he gave me a ring that he wrote A to Z. And she said to me that if I have any court case, any day they are going to pass the judgment, I should wear this ring, that I should flash it before the judge. That's what she said to me. I can't lie.
Man. Oh, more.
I've been around, man.
That you should flash it.
I should flash it. Remember I told you when I got there, the who's and who's were there. I don't want to call names.
Off camera we'll call. You tell me. you know, I told you guys this is an encyclopedia of historical experience.
Yeah.
And I mean, in case you are wondering, because maybe you might have watched 5 episodes. You see, this is the episode that will let you know that Black Flame is not child's play.
No.
Black Flame is God over culture. So we will enter culture. We will discuss culture. We will penetrate culture. We will infiltrate culture. And you cannot influence what you do not know. You cannot influence what you do not have a knowledge of. You get. So just know that we are on a culture shaping journey, right? And I'm really glad that this is the episode that is going to do that jolt for us. So between January and May, what was your experience like after being initiated? Did you actually even then start? Did you do that record deal? Did the man sponsor
Nothing happened. I didn't see him. That's why I knew that he went to use me for exchange. He just baited me in by saying he wants to sign or whatever. You know.
Right.
Yeah, he baited me in.
So be careful who is telling you they are investing in you
we have
and
to be
all.
very careful. It's also the same trap.
So all that lawyer coming to the hotel,
It was also
drafting,
pure rubbish.
just to make it seem
Yeah,
like
he,
this
he
is some
had the money
serious
now. He had all the
business.
money now.
So
So
you
it
could
takes the
believe
page.
it.
Yeah. So that was it. Nothing happened. Between that period, I had some terrible experiences, even with Fela self, because of the shrine they gave me and some jars, I started feeling like a god. So within that short period, something happened. One night, there's this guy called Bashali,
The
former
boxer.
cruiserweight. He was Fela's friend. I got to know him. That 84, that Fela was arrested. That was when I met Bashali. Then he
After Fela was arrested,
yes, at the
or
airport.
before Fela was arrested.
After he was arrested at the airport, we went to America. That was when we met him. Bashali, then he has just won the World Cruiserweight. I think he was living either Oakland or maybe California. California, but I don't know whether it's Oakland or Frisco or LA. So he came to see us as an African. I went to his house. I was even in his video room. I played video games with him, right? And then he gave us, he gave the band a treat and all that. So I think Fela heard about it. So when Fela was released, he became a friend of Fela. He used to come to Shrine. When Fela is performing, he will spray dollars. That is, dollars will fill the whole floor. Okay. Now, when you are climbing the stage in Shrine, where the staircase is, that's where my keyboard is. So I'm the first person you see. But you climb and then turn to go front where Fela is. So when he finished spraying Fela, when he's going down, he will put a couple of dollars on my piano for me. So, but me, I was a very bitter man. Why was I bitter? It was like we were just walking. One man was eating the money. And this is the man telling us about human rights. Process it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to go too far into the other ones. So this particular day, I was very angry. So when the guy came, he sprayed. The Fela's own came, sprayed my own. And then I collected my own, put in my pocket. And Fela's bouncer went, collected Fela's own. As the bouncer was coming, he wants to go and say, "Anik, come here. Give me that money." He said, Fela. I said, "I will punch your eye." This Anik guy, he has one of his eyes blinded. But he's a bouncer for Fela. He's huge. I said, "I will blind your second eye." He said, no, I shouldn't. Anyway, sir, I let him go. But I was still very angry. So I got angry. I called my assistant keyboard player. I said, "Shanky, come and take over this keyboard." I went straight to where they sell tickets for the show. When I entered, I closed the door against the guy selling tickets. And I took a bottle of Big Stout. I break it. Bah! God, all those money went into those cartons. Gather all of them. Pour inside a nylon. You say, "Fella," I said, "I'll choke your throat." Pour the money in the nylon. I took it and I walked out of Shrine. I went straight to Isaliawuri. That's where the Oba of Ikeja lives. That's where you have drug market. I went straight to one of the dealer, Lucky. That's where I had me cook 1 gram of Charlie cocktail, mix them with brown, cook it, big chunk like this. I said, put them for inside for bunker for me. I took the hits, but like my brain froze. I was determined that no, this man I ain't go face today. I took a couple of hits, then I went back to Shrine. I was sitting in front. I refused to go inside. I sat at the junction. So the show ended. So I know when the show ended, Fela was here. He has not heard he was performing. So they told him that, KEJI. So he called his boys, "Go and arrest him." I was with Cutlass. I was sitting on the third road with Cutlass, sitting on the stool with Cutlass on the floor. I saw that bouncer coming with boys, plenty boys. So they were coming, KEJI. And so I draw the Cutlass on the third road. The thing spark fire. The bouncer said, "Stop." Be like saying, "Na KEJI be that." I said, "Na me." Fela say, "I can't catch me, abi. No wahala. But before una catch me, before una go catch me, head go roll." So they went back. And of course, I had to disappear for a while. So within 3 days, the money was gone. You smoke. What is money? Money is nothing. You just smoke it away. So now I was Johnson. I said, I'll go back to Shrine. And I remember the champs. One of the charm the priestess gave to me said if I put it on my body, that if I enter a street, nobody will see me. Oh God. I laugh at people. So I took the charm, I did all the incantation, I put it on my body. I started coming to shrine. When I got to Ikeja Plaza, I saw two guys. He said, Baba, no go shrine. Oh. I said, why? He said, Fela, call all your boys. He said, make them swear. He said, if they see you, make them kill you. Forget that thing. I said, they go there. I came down, entered Purple Street. When I entered, I saw my boys. I have plenty boys. Oh. They obey me. Anything I tell them to do, they will do. But I saw that as I was coming, they were walking away. So I started thinking that the charm was working.
It was working.
Oh! KEJI Hamilton. I walked to shrine, I enter. When I enter, you know when you enter shrine, you see people selling weed and trays. They line up. So I went to the one facing the entrance. So there, mold me 2 jumbo there. The guy was molding it. I was looking at him. I didn't know that. Boys have assembled in my bag. Close to 20-something boys. My boys. But Fela has forced them to swear. Fela was the king. I was the assistant. When king talk, we to be assistant. But my head, I know they hear what. So I was there. I didn't know that boys were at my back. When the guy finished molding, I said, yeah, give me the smoke. Somebody just said, KEJI. Somebody at my back was holding a long bench like this. Then he said, KEJI. As I turned, see this my face? The bench just went. Bah! So I leaped backwards and I landed. There's a karate stance that you land and then you take a deep breath and push out. The cloudiness will clear. As I made that move, I saw that up to 20-something boys were in my front. They were holding clubs. The fight started. I was punching. I was blocking. All this, my hand are swollen. And I realized that if I stay inside shrine, they will kill me. So I fought them outside the shrine. We're now fighting on the shrine road until I got
on Purple Street.
On Purple Street until we got to junction Lalekon Jiawo. So I was standing. I didn't know that I was by the gutter. So one of them hit my head with his pole again. So I tripped and I fell into the gutter. That black water covered me. And they started hitting my head. You know what saved me that day? Anti-crime police. As they were hitting my head, at first I was blocking. At a point, I couldn't block. They hit my head a couple of times, and then I was no longer feeling the pain of them hitting me. I was just seeing the sticks coming. Bah, I was not feeling. I was telling myself, these people are going to kill me. That was how I heard a gunshot. And I heard voices. Why I won't kill her? No be innocent warrior be that. Because then I did a track. I call it Innocent Warrior. Fela asked me twice to use that track to open show for him in Eleko Beach. Innocent Warrior. And I heard the guy saying that, waiting because I'm police na Fela matter. They shot the second time. The boys now ran. It was the police that brought me out of
the gutter.
I came out. The police said, what happened? I said, na Fela. They say, where do you want us to drop you? I said, take me to Kalakuta. They say, You said na Fela? I said, take me there. So they said, okay. They drove me to Airport Hotel Junction and dropped me.
Kalakuta was now Bemisola by this time.
This my eye was closed. I was bleeding from my ears. All my body was covered with gutter water. I started walking towards Kalakuta. When I entered the compound, everybody took off. I went upstairs. When I reached upstairs, people ran into their rooms. Then Tubo, the guy was teaching guitar, is the one that takes care of Fela's room, wash the toilet, bathroom, set his water for him to bath, pick the clothes that he wants to dress, The boy now said, tell Fela say I want to see him. So the boy went inside. Fela saying, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him now. I said, tell him I will come back. So I left. So that was that period. And then I went. Of course, I didn't go to the hospital for treatment. The doctor came to treat me in one hotel I was in Oju-Elegba. It took up to about 4 weeks before I got myself. I reconciled back, you know. There was a time Dr. Becker and some Kuti, who was our manager, the manager of Egypt Creative Band, told Fela that you need to fire this boy. It's causing too much problem. And Fela said, I cannot fire him. I need him around. So there are many things I did. So eventually, what will lead to my exit was salvation. Salvation.
So I know that we talked a bit some years back, and when you mentioned the hotel in Oju-Elegba,
Yeah.
where you went to, that
That's,
the doctor came to treat you.
That's Milord Hotel. I still know the hotel. I can show you. I've taken my children there. Showed them this way and that. He got saved. We are calling it hotel. It was a brothel.
Right.
It is Ashewo that take rooms there, but of course it's a hotel, but turned to a brothel because it's one room, you know, with a TV and all that, you know. And it was a girl that took me there. When a policeman came from Area F and told me that the DPO said that the next time they arrest me, they should kill me, that I'm causing too much problem in Ikeja. Of course, all my boys are thieves now. Me, I'm an armed robber, and I share my boys into three. There is the robbery gang is different, but I have boys that does breakery and entry. You know what breakery and entry?
Sure, be down. Okay, when people are not at home.
That break shop, break lock shop, break houses. I have boys that do that. Then I have this third set, those ones that on that Kodeso bridge when there's go slow, and you find what, put your hand for your car like
Right.
just come, bah! You know, jog your handbag. My boys, all of them. When you collect, you come and show, come and submit.
I'm going to go back to some part of your time with
Okay.
Fela, but at this point, let's talk about that Oju-Elegba encounter.
Salvation encounter. So this policeman came. I was standing in front of shrine with my Ashewo girlfriend, of course. All my life in shrine, I never had a normal girlfriend. All my girlfriends were prostitutes because in my days, it was prostitutes that helped armed robbers to keep their guns. Yeah. So there was no way you can friend a normal girl. If you show normal girl a gun, it will go blow. But Ashewo will help you keep her because we will pay her for them. So I was one of these girls from Wiri in front of the shrine. This policeman came. This policeman is our friend. He smokes. But, you know, he's our friend, sir. He's an Hausa guy. He came and he said, KEJI, you need to leave Ikeja. I said, I can't leave Ikeja. I grew here. He said, you have to. The DPO, we just had a meeting with the DPO. That's why I ran down here to tell you. The DPO said, the next time we arrest you, make we waste you. So I said, so what is your habit? I said, just come on for Ikeja. From there, come play show. So as he was talking to me, the girl left. So when the girl came back like 3 hours later, the guy has gone. But me, I was really stoned up. Like I was thinking about, they want to shoot me. For what now? You know, so the girl came back and said, KEJI, you heard what that guy said. He said he doesn't even want, you should leave Ikeja. So there's a place I've seen in Oju-Elegba that I think will be okay. I said, okay, let's go. I got there, I saw the place, Milord Hotel. It's no longer a hotel now, you know. But the building is still there. People are living there now. And she took me to the room. I saw the room. She asked me, do I like it? I said, yes. He said, even if I don't like it, do I want to die? So I said, go and call the manager. The manager came and said, manager, I like this room. How much? I said, can I pay for 6 months or 1 year? He said, anyhow. So I paid for 6 months or a year. So I started staying there. So Friday night, when it's around 10:30, I just go to show. Immediately I finish, I leave. So one particular day, May 7, 1994. Now, when I stayed with that girl for a week, I added 2 other girls. We were now 4 of us staying together. So that May 7 in the night, I escorted them. 3 of them were prostitutes. So the one that introduced me to that place, she hustled on Ayilara. the other two hustling on this road where you used to have fantasy land in the Koyi.
Alfred Ruwane, Kingsway.
Yeah.
Kingsway Road.
Yes. So that's where they hustle. So
that place used to be a red light district.
What are you talking about? Do you know the way they line up in
Okpebi? That's how they used to
line up there.
Ah.
Yeah. You know that most of the girls that used to hustle there, from there, abroad. From there, abroad. Yeah, they get connections from there. So I escorted them to Juelegba roundabout. The ones going to Ikoyi went, the one going to Ayilara. I decided to branch a place called Texas in Juelegba. It's a government abandoned school, so they sell drugs there. So I bought 2 grams of crack and H. I got back to the hotel. I cooked the coke. And I said, I won't use Pyrex pipe. Let me use bunker. So I prepared the bunker. I put the chunk. As I lifted it up, took lighter. As I put on the lighter to put it in my mouth, disturbing, whether it's a voice, whether it's, I don't know. I just heard, young man, if you don't stop living this lifestyle, you are going to die this year. So I stopped. I paused, and I look around like, who is talking in this place? I hit, just as I just said, I beg. I put it, and I put the lighter. Immediately I took the hit. Immediately I inhaled. Jesus Christ. I just felt a sharp pain in my heart as if somebody put a knife from the back. So I shouted. At the same time, I felt like vomiting. And it was like my heart was shifting. So of course, with the pain, I vomited, but my eyes were closed because of the intensity of the pain. After a while, as the pain was subsiding, I opened my eyes and I saw that it was blood. I vomited. I just started shaking, like, what is happening? Because there was an incident of a girl that died in the nightclub where I was. That was exactly what happened to her. So as I was shaking, I didn't know what happened. Like movie. Everything I've done since I left home, it was like it was being played before me. And by the time I was not seeing anything, I just noticed that I was crying. I was weeping. And my thoughts were like, you are a very bad person. You are a very bad human being. You have done a lot of evil. It was at that point I stood. I've always said I was born a Muslim. My father was a chief imam. My real name is Suleiman. That's my thought that I would like to be the second Fela. That's why I took the name KEJI.
KEJI, like the second.
Yes, I'm the one that chose the name myself. My dad, my name is Suleiman. So, right there in that room, as those things finished playing, as I was crying, and I remembered all the things I've done. Trying to stop these drugs. Those days, if you are going to the international airport, there used to be a small stream along the road there. That was the first place a white garment prophet bathed me to stop drugs. There was another time, another man said I should bury a cow. Then in my tours, can find out. The first time I was treated for drugs was in San Francisco. The second time was in New Jersey. The third time was in Scotland. The fourth time was in Off-Bank. The fifth time was in Lyon, in France.
Where's Off-Bank?
Germany. But I kept going back to drugs. So I stood there. I said, this is Jesus that every time people want to talk, I'll be fighting them. This is the only thing I've not tried. I've tried Babalawo, I've tried white garment, whatever. That was how I just said, you know what? Let me pray to this Jesus. But what will I pray? I don't know how Christians pray. So I just took off my clothes and I said, "You this Jesus, I hear say you fit save somebody. If it is true, only one thing I want you to do for me. If you do it, I will serve you all the days of my life. Jesus, just deliver me from drugs." That was all I said. Me, that in off bank, that doctor collected $1,000 as consultation fee. By the time I met with him, after I collected my saliva and my urine, when I came the next day, he said, "Hey, young man, sit down. What drugs do you take?" I said, "I take cocaine, I take heroin, I take weed, I take capsules, He said, "It's okay, it's okay." "So how do you use the drugs?" I say, "At times I hit the cocaine, at times I sniff it, at times I lick it, at times I do cocktail, I mix cocaine and heroin." But the guy said, "It's okay. I cannot help you. Please."
Mado. Mado.
So in my head, my problem started when I started doing drugs and I needed deliverance. Do you know, by the time I finished saying Jesus deliver me from drugs, I didn't know what happened. This was around after 12 midnight. When I opened my eyes, it was 8:30 the next day. I was on the floor.
Night or morning?
In the morning.
In the morning.
I just opened my eyes, it's daybreak. And I was on the floor. So I stood. I said, "What happened? Am I being on the floor?" What? Immediately, I carried the cocaine powder and heroin. I went to the toilet and I flushed it. I was hearing one voice saying, You go Jones." I sat down. I said, "Okay, let me see if I can eat." Because normally, if I wake in the morning, I have not cured. I can't even drink tea. Ordinary tea, if I drink it, I'll throw up. Not to talk of bite anything. That's why a lot of drug addicts don't eat. So I ordered breakfast and I ate it. I didn't throw up. I didn't feel. And I stood up. I said, "Let me go to that joint where I bought this thing yesterday. I will never smoke this thing till I die." As I was going to this place, I started seeing junkies for the first time as junkies. That's how I started crying, telling myself, "Are these the people you're always hanging around?" So until I walked to the joint, as I was entering, one guy was there smoking, the tiny one, and he said, "KEJI Wagburo." I said, "Listen, you see that thing you are smoking? I will never smoke it again till I die." The guy laughed. He said, "You decrease. Say, you come here yesterday night, come buy market. Wait till they talk." So the guy ran inside, went to announce the thing. All the junkies came out. "KG, wait till they talk." He said they give me 1 week. It's going to be 30 years.
Wow.
It's going to be 30 years. Next week.
Wow.
I'm waiting. And I see drugs. You see and that.
We go reach there. We go reach there. We have to. Wow.
So that's it.
So I mean, the prayer you prayed, because it's still a prayer.
Yes.
And you said, "This Jesus, where did they talk?
Direct.
If you feel help me with this, I will serve you." So how did you then, because you didn't know anybody who was a Christian, how did you then start to like build a relationship with Christ, or find out what it meant to give your life to him and all of that?
Okay. Oh, how did I? No, now I've told you before that people try to talk to me.
People are trying to
I'll
talk to you, break bottle on
their
their head and all of that.
Yes.
Before.
In fact, there were 2 white girls that tried to minister salvation to me in Minneapolis. They came to our show as we were playing. 2 white girls, they were in the crowd. They would point to me. When these girls point to me, they would do their hand like this. So I didn't understand. I would smile in my mind. After show, now make we dey go. After the show, they said I should come and jump down. They now spoke to me and I said, "How far? I'm going to my hotel. Let's go. Come, let's go and enter the bus." They said we came with our cars. So I went to Baba and that, "Okay, I'm coming to the hotel with my friends. You people can go." We got to the hotel. I quickly ran into the bath, took my shower. They were sitting on the bed. I came, jump on the bed, held 2 of them like this. One of them said, "Hold on, you open our bag, brought 2 Bible." I said, Are you mad?"
They followed you
They
to
followed
the
me
hotel
to
room.
my hotel room. Christians, girls, white girls. two of
Omo,
them.
they get mind.
They followed me.
What?
They did shopping for me that night. When they brought the Bible, I said, take him. I'm not interested in this. I said, listen, I'm an African. What are you talking about? I said, you've been brainwashed. What is this? I'm an African. You can follow your Jesus Christ. We argued. And I said, you know what? Forget about it. We are leaving this town tomorrow. I want to go and do shopping. Is there any 24-hour shop? They say, yes, let's go. They carried me. We went to the shop. I picked all the things I want to pick, sneakers, this, that. When we got to where
They
we
paid.
this girl just bring her credit card. Pay. They can't carry 25 different versions of Bible, give me. For inside bag. Nike bag. I carry and go Nigeria. That Bible, I go take and collect market. I took it to Ikeja.
When was this?
Eh?
This experience.
Maybe around 86, 87, 88.
Do you think that played any parts eventually?
Of course, now all this small you talk to somebody, it plays a part, man. That's why you shouldn't keep your mouth shut. Anytime you have the opportunity to tell somebody about Jesus, just drop it. You don't have to preach a long sermon, just drop it.
Just drop the seed.
Yes. A little there, a little here. A little there, a little here. How would I have?
That was how you even knew that there was this Jesus that I've not tried.
Yes, I said I've tried everything. This Jesus, I'll keep back. Look at what those girls risk their life. They don't know me. They saw that because when we are abroad, every show we play is a comprehensive show. Every show we play abroad is comprehensive. Even though the gods are not there, Fela will pour libation if it is a Saturday. Anywhere we perform on a Saturday, we pour libation. They followed me. About today now, okay, at least you followed me to Akala. The day I carry some pastors to Empire, you know Empire?
Yes. Yes, I know Empire.
The pastor, all of them.
Because I was
one
with,
salon. One salon. One pastor, Pastor KEJI, my anointing no reach here.
Man, there are people doing work you don't know, man.
What I say? I used to gather 120, 200 prostitutes in the Empire. I would cook for them, fried rice, chicken, drinks, canopy, music, everything. Preach. After preaching, altar call, even do deliverance, see demons. And I've seen prostitutes go back home, go back to school and graduate.
Wow.
Yeah. I have the pictures. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a street guy, man. Yeah, I brought up in the street. I don't want to argue about that with you now. You sabi. Hang that
now
thing.
That street where Christ for find arrest you. Now that same street.
Now that street. Jesus not be street boy. You know say Jesus and street
boy. That was a day.
Should I prove it to you?
That was a day.
Foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place. Street boy girls. Make them go sit down and all this Hollywood style Jesus when they tell me. Don't tell me anything. I don't send you, man.
Papa KEJI. We'll wrap up with Akala. We'll come back to Akala.
Okay.
Because Akala is a place in Mushin. If you don't know Akala, Mushin is in Lagos. I've gone to Akala. I don't think it's on my IG page anymore. But I posted, I'm sure my guys saw that time, like 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
I went with Baba KEJI to Akala to see the work that he does there with junkies, fresh, old, young. Saw a 15-year-old girl hooked on ice and a lot of stuff. We'll come to the work that he does now, but the talks the day that. So let's go to the day that Fela was arrested at the airport.
Yeah.
1984.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That was the day Fela and ANIKULAPO Kuti stopped smoking.
That's the day Femi stopped smoking.
Yeah.
So he doesn't smoke.
They don't go talk him. That time stop. But when I go see him later, I see him they roll tobacco. You know what I'm saying? I go there hide down. I don't see 100 now. I go to share 99. What do you want to do for me? I don't see 100 now.
So tell us how that day went.
Oh.
Because 1984, you were there.
Yes.
They were at the airport
Yes.
that day.
Yes.
1977, the day they burnt Kalakuta, you were not there.
I wasn't there.
But you were so close to Fela between 84 and 94
We were so close.
that he told you everything that happened
my
in
guy,
77.
Fela, they pass me smoke like this. Yeah. I dey carry woman for America. When me and the woman pass, Fela go tell me, say, KG, tó bá ṣe tán pẹ̀lú ọmọ ẹ̀, gbá sí mi. What are you telling me? We were paddies, man. He was my friend. And there are many reasons to that. You understand what I'm saying? Do you know what it means for you to wait for somebody when the person is in trouble? When you have the opportunity to leave, you stay and wait. Because some could not wait. Yeah. What is it that is in this life? I'm sure by now they can see that there's really nothing in this life. Guy, I'm telling you the truth. Whether it's wealth or whatever. By the time you clock 80, you understand what I'm saying, man? Whether fame, wealth, whatever. There's nothing in this life. I tell you, bro. I tell you the truth.
Vanity.
It's when we are young, we are vibrant, like we think there's one big thing. One day you go look all your clothes, you know, only one will they wear every day. They say, familiar. Yeah. Huh? I remember those days when Fela won't go out. Fela want to go out. Say one wear cloth. Eh? Then go pack shirt and trouser, he go full. He go wear this one. Eh? No. It's too much. What think about you? You know what I'm saying? Eh? And then let me tell you something. We're on a tour we're in Europe, and they came to interview Fela, and one of the reporters said, Fela, we see that you have a 3 months, I think 3 months or 2.5 months store. That's a lot of money. Fela said, yeah. He said, so what are you going to do with the money? What investment on that? Fela said, which investment? I'm fulfilling my calling. I came here to play music and be a voice to the voiceless and enjoy myself. Eh? I will tell you where that came from. You know where that inspiration came from? Before they burnt Fela's house, you know how rich he was? Fela's monkey was wearing designer suit from Sophistica, 3-piece. And he smokes Marlboro. Monkey. He's monkey.
So you see, when he said he smokes Marlboro, he's trying to tell you that not even any kind of cigarettes.
The monkey they smoke. And look at these little boys jumping all over the whole place. What do you think you got? Yeah.
So when he saw how in a blink of an eye,
everything you labor
down.
for, God damn it. Right before your eyes. Everything you put energy, brain energy, physical energy, spiritual energy into, your belief, everything crumbling right before your eyes. Because that's the world we live in. As you are here today, there are 4 set of people watching you. Those who believe you can. Those who believe you cannot. Those who don't want you to be able to do it. Those who are ready to pull you down even when you do it. Oh God. It's life. Life is deep. Life is very deep. Yeah. But, it is with age and time.
That you understand.
Yeah, you understand. When I was young, I was a rascal. There's nothing I can't do for money.
Is there nobody could look you in the eye at the shrine? Like if you look.
Nobody. Who is the person? Me, KEJI Hamilton, innocent warrior, the last born of Lucifer. You look at my eyes, you're dead, man.
Those are your titles.
Those were my titles, man. What are you talking about? Look at my eyes? Me? You don't try it. I was in a meeting and I shared. And one barrister came up, IK. He said, everything KG said is true. We used to go to shrine. We come with Dotunras and Kuti. We are the Ajabotas. You can't look at his eyes. Because I will sit down like this. My boys are here. Immediately I lift my eye and you are looking at it, I say, Oga, I be your television. What do you look? Because already my conscience is judging me. So when you are looking at me, I feel maybe you know something about me. And immediately I'm questioning you like that. 2 of my boys have gone to your back. If I wink my right eye, you collect a dirty slap on your right side.
Ah,
Yeah.
come back.
People are even, a lot of people are surprised that I'm alive, you know.
Yeah.
There was a day I went, there was a time in the year 2000, I wanted to go to Ghana. They now said I should use ECOWAS passport. So I went to one passport office there near Police College, yeah, you know. And as I came down from the car, I saw some guys I used to know in Shrine, and the guy's girlfriend was throwing sand on me. Like, I said,
Oh, as per na ghost, he go
I said,
disappear.
what did they do you? Why they throw sand? The government say, then say you just died 2 weeks ago. And I say you drive some armed robbers, say they shoot all of them. I say, you know well. Who die? I never die. When I give my life to Christ, my life I buy and back. That the truth is that I'm supposed to be dead.
I am back.
I was playing music, but the music was like the real me was not the music. When you hear the things I can do, you start to question, are you sure that KG did this? Do you understand? So that was what it was like. Look at my eyes, what you did for? You know, fits.
So run us through 84, the day at the airport.
Okay, the day at the airport, well, we got to the airport as normal.
And you're going on a 3-month tour.
3 months tour, like that, yeah. We got to the airport, and normally we will go in. Fela will be seated. Make sure that everybody has boarded, then they will come. So Fela was left with this his friend called Professor Hindu, a guy that came to Shrine to do magic. Well, you know, the unbeliever believes that magic is miracle. Magic is not miracle. I call that magic. Yeah. But the big publicity that there was an African from Ghana called Professor Hindu that is coming to kill somebody and bury the person for 3 days and resurrect the person. And this guy performed this feat and he became popular and he became Fela's right-hand man. Like Fela literally introduced him in those shows abroad as his brother. Right? So that was it. And then before that period, the government then made an announcement that any person traveling abroad cannot take more than, I think, 500 pounds. You know, when these are governments, they make law, they have some people they are targeting. Because if you really want to look at it, Fela shouldn't have even gone to jail because the 500 pounds, none of us, the artists, had any pound on us. So it's a matter of saying that the 500 pounds is for the whole band. And we're up to close to about 60, 70 people.
But Fela used to travel with that many people.
70 now. Among them are wives, among them are girlfriends. What are you talking about?
The person that will rap his Igbo self, the person that will carry his jacket.
Yes, man.
A travel company of up to 70 people.
Forget about it, man. That was some kind of way of wasting fun, you know. Anyways, so we go to the airport. So we went inside. He was seated with this his friend, Professor Hindu. And of course, they used the same, their fur coat is the same color, the same make. And so Fela heard this announcement. He's in Nigeria. You know you can't take more than 500 pounds. So Fela is educated. I knew he didn't take more than 500 pounds. But unfortunately, as they were about to walk towards where they will clear them and they board, he asked the guy, I hope you are not carrying any money. And the guy said, yes, I'm carrying. How much? The guy mentioned it was over 1,000. I think about 1,500 or 1,600. Can't remember now. And Fela, thinking that with his influence or whatever, his personality, that he will not be checked. Exchange his fur coat with the guy's fur coat. Now, the guy's money was in his fur coat, and the amount there was above what the government says is the set mark. So that was how, when they got there, as they checked them, of course, the coat was found on him. It's something that Fela can see say, it's not my money, it's his own. But he said it's his own money.
He took responsibility for it.
Responsibility, and that's what it is. And those are some of the things I really love Fela for. You know, Fela is a very strong-hearted man. You know, he's a very strong-hearted man. You know, couple of things I never. So that was what happened, and then He sent message to us in the aircraft that we should go. That he will meet us up tomorrow.
Thinking that they will just sort it.
Like normally now, when his mom was alive, such case cannot, they will sort it out. But unfortunately, they held him down.
Was this the first time he was being arrested after his mom passed?
He had cases, but this must be the first arrest. Yes, yeah, because he had cases that were pending in court. The problem he had with the government before his mom passed, but being arrested. Yeah.
So that's how he just got into jail. No. You said you guys went for the tour.
He was facing the
You
court.
were
He was facing the
frustrated.
tribunal. We were really frustrated. We went on tour. We had our first show. It was a flop. The show was cancelled, cut off, and then we had to raise money. The promoter had to help us get 3 shows, one in UCLA Berkeley campus, and then one in one nightclub, another one in one other place. That was where we raised our ticket money and we got back. And by then he was facing the tribunal, and in less than 2 months, they slammed him. He was to serve 10 years concurrently. That he was to spend 5 years in jail. So when he did 85, 86, Babangida became the president, and the first thing he addressed was his release. An intelligent man.
So was the court case like proper, like lawyers argued?
Oh yeah, proper case, yes. There were arguments, plenty of arguments here and there, for days and weeks. It was just dragging and dragging and dragging. And every time I hear the lawyer, the late People's Law barrister Komi Ishola Osobu, he will say to the judge,
Komi
Ishola Osobu, he will say to the judge, it is clear that you people have made up your mind that you are going to jail Fela even if he's found innocent. He kept saying that, and that was what eventually happened. Of course, we heard the news that later, when Fela was now released, when he was in jail, that there was a time he was in the hospital or somewhere, that the judge went to see him. What is that judge's name again? Okoro Dogu. That's his name. So
went to see him as per what?
Like, I don't know, maybe try to tell him that his hands were tied. You understand? Like,
So that he didn't have a choice.
For court now, when they put gun, when they tell you, say, make you shoot somebody, and you dey fear, and they can't put gun for your own head, say, I will count 3. If you don't shoot him, I will shoot you. Before I count 2, you die. You not release her now, you won't die. My hands were tied. You understand? They are threatening me that I must jail you. You understand what I'm saying? Call on Mamu.
Your salvation experience was in 1994.
Yeah.
Fela died in 1997.
Yeah.
Between 1994 and 1997, did you have encounters with him?
2 encounters. I will tell you
2
what.
encounters.
Yeah. The first one. Those days when I come from abroad, I have plenty dollars, plenty pounds. And my world, all those time I didn't see my dad, my mom, my brothers. They didn't see me all the period I was in Fela. I didn't go home. They didn't see
over 10 years.
Yes. Even the day my dad came to bail me in the station, I told the policeman, I don't know this man. I don't know him. He's not my father. And my father started. I walked back into the cell. So just me living my life, blowing all my money and all that. So girls, I can't count how many. So there was this particular girl, the same girl that
took you to Ojuelegba.
That took me to Ojuelegba. So after my salvation experience, we have to part ways now. So there was a day I was doing evangelism. I was walking through Mushin Road, going to Ijiro, and I saw her coming. Immediately she saw me, she threw away her face. So when I said, you face? She now turned. Of course, you need to see me now. I've lost everything now. I've lost everything. I even restituted my money in my New Jersey account, So I didn't have anything. Yeah, the church. I was trained, man. I'm a trained believer. I'm not I'm that kind of believer that is looking for jackpot in church. For 9 years as a believer, I was homeless, man. For 1.5 years, I had only one jeans trouser, one denim shirt, and one Nike canvas. With those clothes, that's what I was using to preach from house to house, street to street in Molu, in Danfo, in coastal buses. Yeah, they know me. So I was trained. I went through the school of hard knocks. So that's why you can't toss me to and fro. I know what it means when they say man cannot live by bread alone, or by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. I know what it means when Paul said, I've learned to abase and
Bound and
abound.
abase.
I know what it means. I know what it means to stay out of food for days. You understand? For days, As a matter of fact, I've been fasting since 6th of January till now. If I don't tell you, you won't know. But somebody you might have looked at me and come that, it's like, but you kept saying that you are looking more like Fela. No. I dey fast. Now me know my journey. So one of the things when they help me now, they do so. You
But
understand?
you're breaking daily.
Yeah, for the first 2 months I
just
didn't break, but now no, my breaking is one avocado pear and 2 boiled eggs. Can you be? Is that how you break your?
now we break. we break.
You break.
We break.
We break. I know your kind of break now.
We break, man.
Assaulted, man.
We
Damn.
break.
I understand it. Yeah. Yeah, I've been there, man. I've been there. But I just looked at it, man. Really, really, it is what helped me. Because that year I got saved. I did 6 to 6 for 237 days. Because that was the only way I could deal with the habit of drug addiction. I was too addicted, guy. I only stop smoking when I fall asleep. There are times if I open my laps, you will see bones. I will be smoking and I will sleep off, and
You
the
burn.
cigarette will be on my jean trouser. It will burn the trouser, start burning my skin until I feel the sharp pain. I wake up and do that. Yeah, junkie of junkies. And I can't tell you I don't have the scars now. The scars are all over. You look at my set of teeth and everything, they're all over. I have scars all over. You understand what I'm saying? So I should go and sit down inside one air condition office and be forming. No, I belong to the street, man. Yeah, I belong to the. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I like it. I'm talking to a sinner. As I'm talking, he burst into tears. I've seen his stony heart melted. And I also like it when I see a street boy forgotten is back.
In his
He's gone
home.
back to school, he's reformed, he's working, he's married, he has children, he's a pastor, he's a whatever. Oh, good one. Good
So
one.
you saw the lady, your friend, when you were walking from Mushin.
So she blocked me, and I blocked her, and she looked at me from head to toe, and then she spits on me. She said, "To fiakwa, see you." Then say you don't born again, you dey carry Bible. See as you don't black, see as you lean, see as you thin. Brother, I don't dey wear one trouser, one shirt for like 8 months. I don't even know. The joy of salvation, I didn't even know that something is happening. I've not seen 50 naira to barb and shave for 8 months. So when the girl spoke and spat on me, I took a look at myself. Something just said, guy, this born again is not it. Go back to shrine. As the girl walked away, I said, I'm going back to shrine. It was at Maryland. It was inside the bus. People like saying Holy Spirit. I can say Holy Spirit, but then I didn't know what was Holy. I just heard in my ears. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, from verse 16, 17, 18. So I opened. Say, though your outward man is wasting away,
Kai.
your inner man is being renewed. This momentary affliction is but for a
For a
while.
while.
Ha! I looked at myself.
The joy came back.
The joy came back. I told the boss, stop. I want to come down. I'm going back to Australia. The voice said, no, go to Kalakuta. I said, okay, let's go to KEJI. I came down to KEJI. I trekked to Kalakuta. Gbemisola. Dede was there. As I entered the comp, Baba KEJI. I bring it, bring it, I bring it, I say, wait, I beg come out to, I know they smoke. Baba no dey like Igbo na. Why they go bring chunk for her? They go carry Charlie come and say, I know this smoke. Wetin dey worry na? One girl come say, I know, go bring tea gouda. Now my drink with that. Then I say, I know the drink. Everybody was looking at me. I climbed. You know, Fela, we went there that
Yeah,
day.
we went
I
there
showed you the
together.
big parlor
Yeah.
and the small parlor. So that big parlor, now then they do a meeting. So I sat down. People don't gather. I was a star now in Bedroom. They know me. So everybody don't gather. They don't go tell Fela. Yeah, Fela, they bubble. So I say, KEJI, KEJI. And so I did parlor. I just see Fela come out with him pants, you know, just bounce. Hey, where the KEJI? Sit down. I see Fela there. I say, KEJI, KEJI. Hey. I know that you were going to come back. I just stood up. I say, Fela, on the contrary, I didn't come back. He said, so what did happen? I say, I can't tell you. Say, power went past you, don't catch me. He said, which power be that? I said, Jesus. He said, shut up. What do you know about Jesus? My grandfather was a pastor. My father was a pastor. You want to tell me about Jesus? Take your time, oh, idiot. You just walk out, go inside. Now I come on tracks. I don't know who go tell her. Now Chris come back. KEJI, if not be you, I go say, may they rush you. They shut track for inside Kalakuta. Boys. Now, boys, now. You know, I don't tell you now. All this one, I don't know that one. When Fela say, boys, your own don't finish. Any person when no Kalakuta, as I shout that thing when they watch this scene, then we begin to tell people the story. But he couldn't shout boys. So as I wanted to go, they block me. KEJI, why now? Your piano is still waiting. Nobody can come back. This, blah, 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 blah. Upon what Fela teach us. I said, waiting teach you. Waiting teach you. Now teach me how to play guitar, be piano, and waiting. Waiting to teach me. He don't teach me anything. I just copy bad things for him and I don't drop her. I know they smoke again. That's how I walked out.
Now you told you I'll come. So this was the first time you went.
The first time. Yeah.
We'll come back to the second time, which was the time that you said it was just a few months before he died.
Yeah, before he died. It was finished.
But as you said this, the copied bad things, you just they smoke again and all.
Teach me anything.
I know that I read in Uncle Benson Donny J's book that there was that the earlier years of Fela actually hated weed.
Yeah. Oh, he told me himself. Fela said when he first came back from England, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. He was working in the broadcasting house. I think that was Benson Donny met him now. So he said then, anytime he's playing, if anybody smokes weed there, he would tell the bouncers to hold the person. Fela will call the police to come and take the person. So he was a cool guy.
If anybody smoked weed around Fela,
around him,
he will pause the show.
Yeah.
He would tell the bouncer to hold the person.
Yes.
He will call the police.
Yes. He will hand him over to the law. Yeah.
So what changed?
Oh, he told me the story of how he went to America and then had some challenges. The people, when they told them that a musician from Africa was coming, as at that time he was playing things like that sound like calypso stroke high life.
Onidodo, oni moi moi.
When he was performing, it was at the same Apollo Theater now that we did. I did several shows in Apollo Theater with him. But it was that same Apollo Theater that he was performing, and the Americans were offended. Like, you say we're bringing somebody from Africa. Why is he playing calypso, which is Americans music? not United States, to the Americans now.
Yeah,
This
the
Mexican,
Central Americas, Hispanics.
the Hispanics, like bullshit. Anyways, that was how he got stranded. Just as we got stranded that year before, he became stranded. No money to come back. So in preparing another, of course, he lost a couple of band members. Baba and sticked with him. All right. So then it was this period. He met a lady. He met a lady called Sandra, who he later introduced me to when Sandra wanted to do another music. And
That's Sandra Izado.
yes, there was an Afrobeat track I helped her produce in the United States, electronics, because Fela had always believed that you cannot use electronics to produce Afrobeat. But I told him I'll be able to. So me and Sandra went to the studio. I lived the other side. Anyways, I actually stayed in her house for like 2 days in California. Is here LA also. Met her husband, I think Michael or something. Can't remember now. Can't remember. Anyway, sir, it was this woman that he said gave him certain books to read on human rights. He mentioned books about Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey,
Like Black
the
Power.
Black Power movement, and Soledad Brothers, Angela Davis, and all them stuff, And that when he was reading the book, he was scared. Ajebotani now, as at that time, he was scared like, how can these guys risk their life like this? Especially when he now saw that even the same people they were fighting for, most of them later betrayed them. He was kind of, scared. And this lady had to introduce him to weed.
To embolden him.
Because, that's what drugs does now. It gives you what we call false boldness. You are bold as long as the drug is working. Once the drug stops working, your boldness is gone through the air. That's what it is. Yeah.
Right.
As long as the drug is working. So that was how, as he started smoking and reading, the mindset changed. Came back, and the music changed from normal entertainment music of olólùfẹ́ mi, ìwọ ni mo fẹ́, wá fọwọ́ pa mí lára o, wá máa ṣe. Change from that to jẹun kúkú dé wákí and die. Mo gbẹ́ bá sílẹ̀ bá mi jẹun tọ́. Continue until he started hearing things like what is it called? Alagbon clothes, expensive sheets, Kalakuta. So all those things. Expensive sheets came from the fact that
He
came to arrest him.
They needed to check his shit
what happened was
for drugs.
They came to raid. When they entered, he was smoking. Then the policeman said, "We are catching with that smoke." He threw it in his mouth. Chew it. And the police said, and those days, when I went to Kirikiri the first time, the first year I joined
You've
Fela.
been to Kirikiri?
My name is on the wall now. So 27, waiting trial. KEJI Hamilton was here.
Lord. Set 27.
Yeah, awaiting trial.
Yeah, KEJI Hamilton was here.
And I spoke at the right time. That cell, the toilet, now hole for wall, for floor, bucket there under. So for prison, you hear things like OC Jaga Jaga, OC food, OC this, OC that, OC Jaga Jaga. Every morning, he will go and carry the buckets. So when people sit on that hole and they think they are stolen into a toilet, it's a bucket. So in the morning when they say clear road for OC Jaga Jaga, everybody will block your nose and turn away from the passage. The OC Jaga Jaga will carry the bucket of poo and go out. That's where it's going to deposit it. Huh? I can tell you my experiences in prison. First time I entered Kirikiri prison, I scattered the prison because I know that you have to overthrow the government, because inside the prison there's a president, there's a vice president, there's a chief judge. Yes, now. May they no catch you inside prison.
No, will catch me with what? Not the way you all catch me with.
Inside prison in the night, when you just came, they will now say you want to watch. Somebody will stand and be looking at the roof and say, See Jagaban, they read news and you when just come, you think that is watching TV. They will not tell you want to watch TV. You say yes. There's no TV. You say crack on the wall. You now say, you now look, you be seeing the sky. You say, can you see it? You say, if you say, I don't see TV, they give you a dirty slap. You don't see TV waiting. And then there's Alejo welcome. Where's Alejo welcome? As you step into the cell, they will beat you. See that cell? It's as big as here, but over 100 people inside here. When you lie down like this in the night, this is how you lie down till daybreak. If you turn like this, the space will be taken. If you stand up, you will not lie down till daybreak. As at that time. And on the floor, you have bed bugs, you have worms, you have lice.
That's dehumanizing.
I've had the experience, and I was just going to be 18 when I had that experience. Yeah, they came to raid
Raid Kalakuta.
shrine.
Raid shrine.
Yeah, I was standing. They came 3 mopo. They were shooting. Back. Everybody was running. I stood, and one policeman came, inspector, wanted to slap me. I held his hand. I said, why you won't slap me? He said, you no go wrong. I said, why I go wrong? Waiting they pursue me. You know what? Yes. I said, why I go wrong? They pursue me. He said, so you enter the motor. I said, now what you go talk? He said, you go sleep for sale. I said, no be human being there. He said, okay, enter. I entered. That was how.
Were you high?
Of course now.
Okay.
Of course. I know I will
Okay.
beg her now. But you don't say no good to the beg Nigerian police. Don't beg Nigerian police. So if you beg Nigerian police, you don't put yourself on one
That best
chance.
would like that one.
Eh?
I said my guy would like that one.
If you beg Nigerian police, you don't know why you go beg. Why you go beg her? I don't tell you now. Now my tax money, my papa tax money, they take buy their gun and their uniform. Why I go beg you? Wetin I do? Anything when I do, pata at the end will reach court. Then go argue. Go beg you. Are you my God?
Okay. So I touched on that Fela wasn't smoking before.
He wasn't smoking before.
So the second encounter.
One day I came to
That's after you had given your life to
Yes.
Christ.
Yeah. I came to Salawori. It would be around maybe early 97. Maybe around Easter.
Okay, when they were going for Easter
They had a
splash,
show.
something splash
He had a show. So
at water parks.
Water parks. So that day, I just came to KEJI after I've preached in all the joints. And I said, make I just go see whether I go see Fela today. Then I preached to him. So I was coming, and I saw that the coaster was packed. All the girls were already inside, and they saw me. KEJI. I said, Fela day, we dey go water parks. So somebody now say, see him. You know that they went to Kalakuta. At the outside, like there was one staircase that looked slopey like this.
Yes.
That was where he was walking down. So I walked up to him and I said, Fela, I said, KEJI, how are you? You can't see me. I say, yes. Say, KEJI, you can see. I guess so. He was hanging his shirt like this. His trouser. It wasn't, you know, they wear singlet. He just hang the shirt. When I look at him, the hair don't chop. All these bones were out. You know, the chest bones were out.
The
You know,
ribs.
Fela get 6 packs. So. Now when he chop, he will come out. But if he never chop, you know, be like Fela know they eat like morning, afternoon, evening. Be like say now once, and he go eat heavy maybe in the evening. You know, I looked at him. I said, this guy is finished. What is happening? So he told me I can't see him. That maybe I have to come back. That he has a show in water parks. That was the last time. Even though he was always sending people, telling them to tell me to come back. And I said they should tell him, there's no coming back. There's no coming back. I've seen the light. It's better for me. I'm a sane man now. At least, as soon as I got saved, I went back home. Now, I went back home. And it became a big fight. My dad said, you come back home? You that denied me the station, I said, yeah. So why did you come back? Immediately I say, Jesus, wahala boss.
Oh.
Are you mad? Which Jesus? Do you know that the day I name you, the first ram, as they brought the ram, they brought it out of the car, he died. And I want to buy another. You are coming here to tell me that over my dead body, you will not be, can't be a Christian. And I kept telling him, Dad, stop saying over my dead body. Because I know that Proverbs chapter 6, verse 2 says, Thou art ensnared by the words of your mouth. My dad died exactly 8 months after I gave my life to Christ. So he didn't enjoy me. So that's the way it is.
Okay. So, Akala. 20. You gave your life in 1994. When did you start going to Akala?
Like about 3 weeks later. Because that first, I told you, the first day I gave my life in the morning, I went straight to the joint. I didn't know any scripture, I didn't know anything, but I just told them when they were not asking me now, which confidence do I have? Me that I came here to buy drugs yesterday. I said I flushed the drugs. So which confidence do I have? And I said, listen, I don't know what happened though. That about yesterday night, I just said that Jesus should deliver me. And since then till now, I've not smoked. So then I said, you want to be pastor? I didn't answer them. I left. But prior to this time, okay, there was a guy that tried to invite me to church on a Sunday morning that I gave 2 dirty slaps for daring to invite me to church. I told him, I just finished worshiping Shango and whatever in shrine Saturday night. You are telling me to come to church. So around this time I gave my life, the guy now showed up. So when I now told him that I've given my life, he now said I should follow him. It was that guy that me and him followed to Empire the first time. But along the line, he got
Empire is around
where you
between
are.
Jibowu
That is
and
Ransom Kuti Memorial
Ijeleba.
School.
That's actually where Fela kind of like started.
That's why it's called Empire now. It's called
There was
Empire
Empire
because
Hotel there.
Kalakuta Empire. That's why they named that place Empire Hotel. Kalakuta is called Kalakuta Empire. Fela is the president.
I see.
That is the taproot.
So you go to Akala, which is a drug hub,
Yes, a drug community.
a drug
as it were.
community,
Yeah,
and you evangelize every Thursday.
every Thursday.
And you've done that almost 30 years.
Running. And still
Every
counting.
Thursday for 30 years.
Many have joined me and they departed.
But you stayed
Even this guy that took me to
to Empire.
we used to do before. Where? Maybe it comes, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, but I believe that's why God captures people like you.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly. But unfortunately, there are people like me that were captured that are not doing any of this thing.
you rehabilitate,
And
you
that's why,
do psychotherapy for.
yes, that's why I'm saying that the training is essential. When I say training, a lot of discipline. And I think the most powerful discipline is you and the Holy Spirit. That's the truth. Because most of the time, when we borrow this word, there's difference between mentoring and discipline. No? Discipline, you are forming the person to conform to the image of Christ most of the time. Mentoring, you are just sharing your experiences and trying to show the person how to escape some of the pitfalls you fall into now.
Right. Baba KEJI, one final word. Young creatives,
Yes.
musicians, actors, poets, skit makers, but they want to use their giftings to influence society
Yeah.
for God's kingdom.
Yeah.
What will you say to them?
For you to be able to influence the society for God's kingdom, you must have been the truly transformed kingdom person. Because let me tell you, you don't play around the world system. They hate the kingdom like they don't even want to experience it. So when you come and you say, I want to use the gift that God has given to me to influence the world, it's a war. And the war is targeted at your soul. The war is targeted at your soul. And don't forget, one of the baits that catches the soul, I won't miss my word, is money. I tell you the truth. It's money. God, before you know that big corporatives are going to come, start to tell you that this thing we are doing is great, is blah, 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 blah. So this is what we are going to do with you. This is how much you are going to make out of it. Then come the big meeting where they'll be telling you that, but now that you are going in for this thing, you can no longer do this. You can no longer do this. And you find that the things they are telling you not to do, they are the core
of who you are and of your assignment.
For your assignment. Yeah, we all know now the core of your assignment.
So how do you navigate?
Let me tell you something. When I wanted to go into music the first time, after I gave my life to Christ, I told you for 10 years I just fashion music. So when this guy came, this guy as at that time was managing Dede. So he first came to me and said, Dede is not playing Afrobeat. Baba KEJI, we know you for shrine. Now you they play the real. No. I said, if I must work with Dede, he must give his life to Christ. When eventually we met and he said he did not agree, blah, blah, blah. Well, everything went that way. About 3 years later, this guy came back and said, okay, he wants me to wax an Afrobeat album. And I said, no, I can't wax Afrobeat album. He said, no, he want me, I will play, the instrumentals will be like Fela, but I can sing about God. I said, okay. So I did those tracks that are on Spotify. Innocent Blood, Forever Live Jesus, Original Power, what is it again? Bambiala. I did them. It was Cobams. Me and Cobams, we co-produce it. We did live recording in this 7Up there. That's studio there. Analog studio.
Is it
analog
Koga?
studio? No, I don't know.
Not Koga. I've been one of them.
So anyway, when we finished, after Cobams are finished mixing and mastered, this guy carried everything to Amsterdam to go and remaster it again. And everything was fine. I think there, the engineers were saying to him that, did Fela get saved before he died? He now said, no, this is not Fela. This is Fela's guy, okay. So when he came back, by this time he has signed contract with a particular bank in Amsterdam on how they will sell and all that. He came back. So one day I was in my house. He came with his girlfriend. He couldn't talk to me. Say if you look my eye for shrine, they don't know say I don't change. So he could not talk. But the wife, the fiance, now say, Mr. Hamilton, I say yes. He said, this music you are playing, is it? Won't you sing another thing? Like, is it only God you'll be singing about? Won't you sing love, like sex? So the husband saw that my face was changing. The husband said, I know. Stop. He thought I was going to react. So I now said to the woman, I said, listen, if I can't sing about God, there's nothing to sing about. That was how it all ended. So you must get to that point when you are fully convicted that for the sake of the kingdom, you are not ready to trade it for anything. If I have to die of hunger, I'm ready to die. My core beliefs, I won't change it for anything. I won't. Because I've seen people, it's just like Fela now. He's not ready to change his core belief for your gospel now. If you believe something, so I at least yesterday night I was watching one Bob Marley this thing, one documentary. In fact, I wanted to call you yesterday night. when the guy was just talking that Bob Marley, because of his belief, he refused to take certain medication for his cancer and all that. Do you know that Fela, if not for Fela's brothers, he would have died at home. You know, the first guy rumor that he had died. That Fela had died because that time he covered himself with a white cloth for 3 days. So they thought he was dead. Then they thought they removed it. He was not dead. Then the senior brother came and said, you must go to hospital. Because Fela don't believe in white man medicine. You come around him, you see Agbo everywhere, Agbo, Agumu, all these things. Those are the things he uses. You know what I'm saying? So young artists, young entertainers, kingdom entertainers, if they know they want to influence their world, it's one of the reasons why I'm attracted to you. Because I move with all these people. Some are so shallow, man. They are so shallow. You can imagine you coming up to talk about how you were able to deal with pornography. How many of them are not struggling with pornography? How many? At least with the kind of ministry God has, when I say I'm a street minister, you should understand that people like me will cast out demons. Demons speak. They talk in the place of prayer. They talk. They expose themselves and all that and all that and all that. You understand? So putting all this together, we have come to understand. We have met with. Okay, I just told you about those guys. Abi, that day when they came to that place, they came to sing, and I was sitting. When their leader took the mic, the Holy Ghost said to me, "He's a woman," and I'm like, but this is a guy. I didn't understand. And of course, I took the mic that day, what I was preaching, because as at that time, in Ijeshasuru, what was raining was young boys of 15, 16, when they meet each other, they ask themselves, have you slept with a guy? No? A guy is asking a guy, have you slept with a guy? If you have not slept with a guy, you are missing. No. That is in the Jesha areas at that time. The thing that was raining was gay. So I just felt led when the Holy Spirit told me that is a woman. Because the first time, when I was in my mother church, there was the day I had a revelation. I saw a sister in church, and I saw her. She had, in my revelation, I saw her having both male and female
Genitals.
So I prayed. 3 days after I was sitting in church, the lady came to me and said, Brother KEJI, I said, I want us to be prayer partners. I told him I can't be a prayer partner with you. She said, why? I just looked at her and said, you are a lesbian. She looked at me. Then she said, how do you know? I said, God showed me. And she now said, it was when I was in Calabar. I'm no longer doing that. I said, no, you are still in there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So after I finished ministering that day, of course, I went my way. The next day, I received a phone call. The leader of that group said to me, hello, sir. I don't know if you remember this group that ministered yesterday in songs where you were. I said, okay, yeah. I mentioned the church. And I said, and I said, how did you get my number? He said, I got it from one of your member, Michael. I said, oh, okay. I said, that's my engineer. He said, okay. He said, we'd like to come and see you, me and my crew. He said, even though many of them said they are not coming, but I'm coming with someone. I said, okay. That day they came to my office and then they sat down, about 13 of them. And the guy just opened mouth, say, we are gay. I said, all of you? He said, yes. Among these guys are worshiping, I've been in a service when they were worshiping, everybody in that church, close to 400 people, at a point, fell under anointing. When they finished, when they went to the pastor's office, the pastor in his office was under anointing. So I told them, you are gay? Are you sure? He said, yes. Then he told me how he got into it. Okay. And then I said, well, there's nothing God cannot do. But do you know there's a spirit they call the spirit that walks in the sons of disobedience? Okay. I says, if you have been trying to stop this and it is hard for you, it's a spirit. And there's only one thing Jesus said we should do to unclean spirits. We cast them out. So they didn't show up. When I said, okay, you people go and think about it. We'll do it for 3 days. You fast for 3 days. You come, let's pray. I'm going to ask you different questions. How you came into it, how it happened, and all that. They never came back. But this guy was with them then. But I noticed that he was a very different person from all of them. He was different. So he was the one that came and said, Pastor, this one, they say, myself, I don't know, and all that.
Oh, you know, say them be
He
that.
don't know.
But he was in the group.
He's young now, young people think just join them. Oh, but if these guys, they worship, if you see them, they play drum, you see them, the place go charge up. Eventually he came, so I prayed with him and all that. And started hanging around me until he relocated to ABJ.
Abuja. All right. I mean, I don't have the liberty to share who that is, but that's for those behind the camera to know. All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
I'm grateful. Thank you for having me.
Gracing Black Flame. We've never done any episode as long as half of this. Even half. We've never done up to half of this. But I was like, this one, I'm going to go all the way because
Do a lot of editing,
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's good. Thank you so much, sir.
I'm grateful.
Can you close with a word of prayer for our listeners?
Okay, let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, I just pray for everyone listening in. The Lord God Almighty, everyone that have lost track of your purpose for their lives, just because they've been carried away by what they will eat, what they will drink, and what they will wear, even as they listen and to other episodes that are coming, let everyone start to reconnect to their purpose.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
For the harvest is plenteous and the laborers are few. Thank you, Heavenly Father.
Thank you, Lord.
Blessed be your name.
Hallelujah.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. And it's a wrap.